The film begins in the African desert, where three geologists are working, searching for diamonds and ancient rocks. It seems like a routine job, until their radar picks up something strange beneath the ground. The signal looks like a volcanic pipe. Curious, and maybe a little greedy, they head straight to the location. There, they find a large mound of dirt. Thinking it might be hiding something valuable, they break it open. But instead of treasure, something else comes out. Something unnatural. Something deadly. Before they even understand what they've uncovered, all three of them are killed. And just like that, before the main story even begins, the desert claims its first victims. The scene shifts. We're introduced to Jack, a specialist in both technology and geology. He's smart, practical, the kind of guy who trusts data over stories. He's even built his own radar device, one that can detect body heat and warn him about potential natural threats. It's impressive, but soon he's about to face something it was never designed for. One day, his boss calls him in and gives him a mission. 3 geologists have gone missing in Africa. No contact, no explanation. Jack is told to go there and find out what happened. He doesn't ask questions. By the next morning, he's on his way. After a long journey, Jack arrives in the African desert, where a man named Carol greets him and takes him to the camp. There, he meets the rest of the team, Mickey, Kurt, Titus, Magda, and their leader, Jan. Jan makes one thing clear. He's not joining the search. He stays behind. That alone feels strange, like he already knows something isn't right. The rest of them prepare for the mission. They pack food, fuel, and weapons, then head out into the desert to find the missing men. After hours of searching, they find the geologist's vehicle. But the men are nowhere to be seen. Instead, they find bones. Nothing but bones. No flesh. No signs of struggle. Just clean skeletons lying in the sand. And the most disturbing part? This all happened in less than 6 hours. No animal does that. Not like this. Nearby, they also find something else. A strange object, almost like a statue shaped like an ant's face. It doesn't belong there. It doesn't look natural. And just like that, the desert starts feeling wrong. Most of them try to explain it away. A wild animal, maybe something rare, something they don't understand yet. But deep down, it doesn't add up. Night falls, and they set up camp. Everyone is exhausted and goes to sleep. Everyone except Jack. He can't rest. So he climbs up a sand dune and starts sandboarding just to pass the time. After a while, Mickey joins him. She couldn't sleep either. They talk, laugh a little, and there's a quiet connection between them. Jack clearly likes her, but he keeps it to himself. Eventually, Mickey goes back to sleep, leaving Jack alone. That's when his radar starts beeping. Something is coming. Fast. He looks around and sees a strange shadow moving across the Duramel, heading straight toward him. He shouts. Everyone wakes up and rushes over. But when they arrive, there's nothing there. No creature. No movement. Just silence. But something is missing. The bones are gone. Completely gone. Now fear turns into suspicion. Carol immediately blames Jack, accusing him of stealing the bones. It sounds ridiculous, but fear makes people irrational. Jack defends himself, but tension rises quickly. Then the radar beeps again. Something is still out there. Carol wants to chase it immediately, but Magda stops him. You can't hunt in the dark, she says. Wait for morning. Morning comes. The fog clears, and something appears in the distance. A figure. It looks human, but completely black, like a shadow given shape. Kurt fires his gun. The creature disappears instantly. When they reach the spot, they find something impossible. The missing bones are back. Now no one can ignore it anymore. Bones don't move on their own. That's when Titus finally speaks. He's been quiet this whole time, but now he tells them a story from his village, about something called isoloo. Not one creature, but many. Flesh-eating ants that work together, consuming bodies completely, then using the bones to form a single moving shape. A monster made of many, and behind them all a queen, the real mind, the one they serve. Titus says he once saw a boy like this, reduced to bones in the same way. And now he's sure. This is isoloo. The others don't believe him. They call a myth, a story, something made up to scare children. But Titus knows what he saw, and the fear in his eyes says everything. Suddenly, their car breaks down. The engine dies. The radio stops working. No signal. No way out. They are completely alone now. Their only hope is a patrol vehicle that sometimes passes through the area. So they wait. Night falls again. Titus stays awake while Kurt sleeps. Then something moves. Titus senses it and tries to wake Kurt. He opens the sleeping bag and sees something horrifying. Kurt is still alive, but being eaten from the inside. Isoloo is already inside him. Titus screams. The creature attacks him next, crushing his hand. The others rush in and pull him away. Jack reacts quickly, throwing gasoline around to push the creature back. It works, but only for a moment, because isoloo doesn't stop. It reforms. This time, they see it clearly, bones joining together, forming a human shape. Now, there's no doubt. Titus was telling the truth. Bullets don't work. Fear turns into survival. Titus is badly injured now. He can barely move. So they make a difficult decision. Magda stays with Titus in the car, while Jack, Carol, and Mickey head back to camp on foot to get help. It's risky, but they have no choice. The next morning, they leave. But the desert isn't done with them. A powerful sandstorm hits, forcing them to stop. When it passes, their situation gets worse. Jack's radar is broken. Their remaining fuel is gone. Now they have almost nothing left. That night, isoloo returns. But this time, it looks like Magda. That's when they realize Magda and Titus are dead. Their bones are now part of the creature. Carol uses their last bit of fuel to drive it away. But now, they have nothing left to fight with. By morning, they hear a faint radio signal. Following it, they find a geologist's old car. The radio works. They call for help. For a moment, it feels like they might survive. Nearby, they find a massive dirt mound with a tunnel. An ant nest. Empty. Jack finally understands. This was isoloo's original home. The geologist destroyed it, and now isoloo is taking revenge while searching for a new nest. Then Jan arrives, but instead of helping, he accuses them of killing their friends. He ties them up and starts taking them back to camp. On the way, Carol knocks him out and frees everyone. But instead of running, they make a choice. They need to end this. For good. They find a dark mine nearby, isoloo's new nest. Armed with explosive liquid, they go inside. Deep in the darkness, isoloo attacks again. It breaks Carol's leg and drags him toward a deep pit. Jack tries to save him, but Carol realizes the truth. If he doesn't act, they'll all die. So he makes a decision. He takes the explosive, looks at his friends, and jumps into the pit with isoloo. A massive explosion follows. Carol is gone, but he saves them. Jack and Mickey try to escape, but then they see her. The Queen, the real enemy. Mickey shouts, "Kill the Queen." Jack doesn't hesitate. With a knife, he kills it. And just like that, everything stops. The ants die. The nightmare ends. But the mine begins to collapse. They run outside, just in time. There, they find Jan's body. He didn't survive either. In the end, only 2 people remain. Jack and Mickey. Later, they wait for a taxi. Jack decides to stay and continue working in the desert. Mickey chooses to leave to start over somewhere else. Before she goes, they share a quiet moment. No words needed. The taxi arrives. She leaves. Jack stands there, looking out at the desert. The horror is over, but the memory will stay forever.